Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and possibly good night, and welcome to another Senior Spotlight. My name's Jason Wilson. Today, I'm joined alongside Thomas Martell. Tom, how are you?
I'm wonderful.
Well, you're currently not because you're dealing with a little bit of a end-of-the-year sickness, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. Well, for those that don't know, Thomas Martell Jr., he is one of our members here at DNN.
Full government?
Why not? And he's one of our members here at DNN. He is a communications student, as well as a multi-time winner here at DNN for multiple beanies as well. You actually came home with a couple little trophies, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a good week last week.
What'd you get?
Most improved and most versatile.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better for him myself. Well, Thomas, let's take it all back to the beginning. You are from the lovely state of Connecticut, which I now reside in. Not so lovely anymore, right?
No.
No, unfortunately, he doesn't live there. But you lived in Killingly, Connecticut. You went to Killingly High, and you had a huge sort of awakening there a long time over at Killingly. And I would say, based off of your prior work, it's something that's led towards your career in communications. You had a big video production program over there at Killingly. I've seen a bunch of the videos, the Killer Clown videos, as well as a bunch of your acting, which, let me tell you, Thomas Martell, quite the actor. He should be signed up for Fiverr or something like that. But Tom, tell us a bit about the Killingly program.
I mean, overall, it was just one of those things that it was of interest to me when I first got there, because 8th grade and middle school was the first year I ever touched the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew they had like the news show at the high school, and it was something I wanted to be on. So I got there, took the first video production course, and then it spiraled from there. I took any video course possible while I was at Killingly.
Well, you weren't just taking video courses, you were also taking videos as well. You were part of the Killingly football team, as well as eventually being one of the lead photographers as well. You have some amazing shots over your time, both at Killingly as a player slash student, as well as even post-career. One of the big ones we'll talk about in just a moment, but how did you really find your love for videography, photography?
I think overall, just getting that first experience with being able to express myself creatively. I went from, like I said, just basic video production, and that turned into advanced film production, which, like you said, I was in one film and shot another. And then also we had this class called KHS Productions, which was basically like shooting commercials. So we went to a bunch of local businesses and did that. And then to round it all off, it was, the class was technically called broadcast journalism, but it was called KTV, which stood for Killingly High TV.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a bi-weekly news show. That was awesome.
Well, that sounds amazing. That sounds like a lot of hands-on work, especially to sort of get you the best idea possible of what you want to go into. So is this sort of what spiraled you towards the communications path? And with that, what made you choose Dean?
So initially, my high school wasn't very big. My town wasn't very big. So Dean was probably about 400 people more than my high school was. Like my graduating class in high school was like 140 people. So just like keeping that small school feel was big for me. Also, my roommate who I had for my first 3 years here, we had also grown up together, and he decided he was coming here. So that was also another big part. Very introverted, so I don't like to go around random people. Not my thing. But, and then also just the overall, like, how they push the whole craft group stuff. Growing up in New England, you're a Patriots fan.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that's appealing.
Well, that's always a good thing. And one of the things, we're talking about a successful football team like the Patriots. Killingly football, very, very successful program within Connecticut. And we're going to lead into that just for a moment. You were able to be a part of one of those teams, as well as the photographers for one of those teams as well. And then you also ended up making a documentary for your former head coach. Multiple documentaries, actually.
Yeah.
Can you go a little bit in depth about that?
So, senior year, a lot of mental health stuff came up. So I made the choice that I didn't think it was best for me to continue playing. And I can't thank my coaches enough because they were really supportive through that whole time. And so I took that step back and started doing video for the team. And so at the end of the season, I went through everything I had gathered and did a whole bunch of interviews and made a documentary for that entire season. And we all like kind of had that driving point because our freshman coach during COVID had passed away in a car accident. And it was like we couldn't really do anything because we were all locked inside. So we kind of all had that chip on our shoulder that we wanted to do it for him. I mean, I was a part of it, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
So, that part kind of sucks. But I was just happy with all the support that they had for me. And then for my capstone this year, I did the documentary about my coach. He's been with the school through the highest and the lowest of lows. And I just figured I was doing stuff for the team, and I wanted to use my resources to my best ability, and I was eventually happy with the final product that came out.
Yeah, RPO, the Chad Neal story, it is quite the lovely documentary. Being able to watch that being formed over time was amazing within our capstone class. I'll play the trailer right now.
Chad Neal, a man of many hats, fiance, father, career center director, and football coach. 3-time state champion, Coach of the Year honors from different publications from 2016 to 2021. Since 2004, when he took over as head coach, he has a record of 131 wins and 93 losses. His big success began in the mid-2010s. Since 2015, Coach Neal and the Trailblazers have a record of 87 wins and 14 losses.
So that was the trailer for RPO, the Chad Neal story. It is such a lovely, well put together documentary about the entirety of the team, as well as your head coach's history throughout the team, as well as giving homage to your former coach as well. It is really well put together, and you can see the heart that is within it as well. And I think when I was able to watch that over, because obviously, for those that don't know, me and Thomas Martell are roommates. Whenever you showed me the finished product of every single time, it was always something really well done. And like for someone to see this and then go, this was made by a college student, like that makes me go in my head of like how talented you are as both a videographer, photographer, and as well as a storyteller and director. It's such a really well done documentary, and for those looking for it, it's going to be down low in the description. You got plenty of hype from it as well.
Yeah, I kind of took advantage of the Killingly Residents Facebook group and the All Things Killingly Sports group. So the overall poster that I made on Canva, that got about 10,000 views, and then my actual capstone itself's at 2.3 right now.
Yeah, it's really well done and 100% deserves the views. I think it deserves even more because of how well shot it is. But we talked about, obviously, a little bit about high school. We talked about senior year of college. Now let's talk about a little bit more over your college years. You've definitely grown a lot from freshman year. You can definitely say that for yourself. We talk about it every now and then about how much you've grown. What's some piece of advice that you have learned yourself throughout your past 4 years that's really led you to branch out as well as be versatile when it comes down to a couple different things? As Jack is in the background. Hey Jack, do you want to come over here, guy?
Yeah, come show us what's up.
It's okay. So,
You got
Jack, you come in the middle.
Oh, I gotta go in the middle. Okay.
Yeah, show off what you were talking about here.
Oh,
Lift it up.
you want to see my shirt?
Yeah. Take it off.
A little bit more than the shirt.
So what are we talking about? What's your interview? Am I getting an interview now?
No, you're up next.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for coming in, Jack. Appreciate you.
Anyways, what were we talking about, Jack?
Yeah. Blur. Let's set this up real quick. After that little cut, let's get back to the interview with Thomas Martell. So, Tom, one of the big things that we just spoke about before was what's something that really led you to branching out throughout your college years? Because you mentioned about being a little bit more on the shy side as well as more introverted. I can agree with you as well. During my freshman year, I was very introverted. I was very introverted out of high school. I think that's something that we very much bond over and talk about that growth. What led you to kind of branch out a little bit more?
Even though she doesn't come here, honestly, I think it was my girlfriend. Because I didn't leave my damn dorm room until I met her. I'm not even going to lie to you. I would go to class, come back, and sit on my ass all day. Yeah, and play basketball.
And play
with my
basketball.
Jack. But, like, other than that, I didn't do anything. And then eventually, like, I guess I just got tired of sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And you helped me out, and I came here every week.
Well, you started coming here, what was it, sophomore, junior year? Junior year. Junior year. So last year you started coming on over to DNN. But we actually met a little bit earlier. We actually met in our English class. So the big story here between me and Tom Martell is freshman year we had this lovely English professor, Susan Travers, one of the best English teachers we've ever had. We sat close. I don't think we sat next to each other, but we sat close.
Yeah.
So I think there was a conversation, and the game Disney Dreamlight Valley came out, which is like an Animal Crossing based game. It's a cozy game.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I think we were talking about it on our way out, and you were like, "Hey, do you want to just like come over and check it out?" I was like, "Yeah." And then we found out.
Shout out Game Pass.
We found out that we lived in the same building.
Yeah.
In Wallace.
I had no clue you lived right below me.
I lived right below him. I lived in the basement of Wallace, also known as the Catacombs. And Tom literally lived right above me, and it was so funny.
Literally the first door when you walked in.
And so from then on, like, we started talking and hanging out a little bit more. And one of the things I'll say that I'm grateful for you for is you were one of the people that kind of got me back into WWE and my interest in that. And I think we would talk about different shows and stuff. Yeah. And then next thing you know, WrestleMania 39 was around the corner. Yeah. And I think did we watch both nights? I think we watched both nights. So. His roommate, Andrew, went home for the weekend. And next thing you know,
we had a projector.
Andrew and Tom had a projector. And it led us to watching both nights. We had plenty of Prime, because that was the big thing.
That was right when it came out.
Because that was when Prime initially came out, the firework popsicle flavor came out, and it was like, I felt bad because I think I had like 3 that night, which was pretty funny. And I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad, but you just kept handing me the Primes. It was hilarious.
3 something now is light work.
3 now is light work, but I just remember like feeling so included, and like to have someone as a friend like you meant a lot to me. And it was one of the few times I branched out during my freshman year and really like found someone I connected with. And then a little later down the line, we ended up talking, and we were supposed to room.
Yeah.
Sophomore year. Next thing you know, one thing leads to another. We're now rooming together sophomore year. And then junior year, right? We tried to room together again. Take a wild guess. Something happened. Something came up. We didn't end up rooming together. Senior year, that's a whole fiasco. Guess what?
We got over the hump.
We got over the hump.
A lot of roadblocks.
There was a lot of roadblocks, but we finally did it. We finally became roommates this year. And wild enough, it's something that I think we both needed because, Tom, you were officially rooming with somebody who wasn't your friend from back home.
You're my friend.
Well, you're my friend, Tom. Get out of here.
Okay.
But thanks, Ben.
Shout out, Miguel.
So as I was saying, like I think it was best for both of us because I think we became a lot more extroverted after that.
I wouldn't consider myself extroverted. I just know more people now.
Just know a little bit more.
If someone random comes up to me, I'm not saying a word to them. I know you. Yeah, the people I know. Yeah.
So Tom is talking to the about 15 people in this room right now because obviously I hope you know everybody because
Yeah, I know everybody.
you've been in this club. But going back to
This is never gonna end.
this is never gonna end. Thanks, Emma. But as we were going on, just moving back to academics, right? You've come a long way since your freshman year in learning about editing and filming, as well as opportunities. You've grown a lot since then. What has Dean allowed you to take those leaps and take those jumps to new opportunities, such as, for example, QB velocity, as well as making your capstone?
I'd say overall, the biggest thing outside of opportunity right now is access to software. All throughout high school, I used the Adobe Creative Suite, and that shit's expensive. So having it through the school, I mean, it allows me to actually continue to use it, learn it more, become more proficient with it. But opportunities-wise, like you had said with QB, I'm honestly kind of shocked that I was able to go back with them because it was an unpaid internship. I had a great time doing it, but now I'm actually able to make money with it. So that's can't complain about that.
Come a long way for that.
And then just around school, I think that just one of the big pieces, even though it was difficult, was documentary filmmaking. That was a big resume builder for me, and I'm on pace to have, well, that would be 3 published documentaries, but 2 through the class, and the one that worked on in the fall. We actually made 2 different versions of it. So one's going to the New England Journal of History, and then the other one takes place in Lakeville, where Greg's from. So,
And what were those 2 documentaries?
So the first one was the Lizzie Borden Effect. I did that 2 years ago. Went down to Fall River, shot around the city over there. And then the one I'm working on, well, it's done now, it's just going to get branded, is about the Ted Williams Camp. It's called Ted Williams Camp, America's Pastime. And it covers how Ted Williams had baseball camp in Lakeville. And Greg actually was the one who proposed the idea for the class, and we took off and ran from there. So there's, like I said, there's a version going up on the Journal of History, and then another version that's going to be aired in Lakeville.
And once again, it shows how hard of a worker you are when it comes to your craft. You've really grown so much out of your past 4 years, and especially when it comes to like taking these leaps and taking these risks, like documentary filmmaking, as well as doing your capstone, as well as QB Velocity. And now QB Velocity is paying you after having an unpaid internship. It shows you your growth, but it also shows you how much people trust you with these sorts of work. Like Greg speaks very highly of you and your work and like what you're able to accomplish. And when people see that on screen, it goes a long way. And you are one of the most talented communications people I know here on this campus. And like what you've been able to create, it's truly like professional and wonderful to see whenever it comes out.
Appreciate that, Jack.
Yeah. So
Thanks, Jack.
let's get down to a little bit of the final words here. If you were to give a piece of advice to someone who's coming into Dean College, coming in as a freshman, what would it sort of be?
Ooh. It's a tough one. One, I'd say get involved. Like we had said, I didn't join DNN until my junior year, but my experience at school in general has been a lot better since then. And I'm just very glad that I joined the club overall. So yeah, just get involved, go do something.
I think that's a great piece of advice.
Like it sounds corny, but like everyone tells you, your parents tell you, go do something.
It's true, you know, like our parents told us when we were younger, you know, go play out, just do something.
We
you know,
stayed
be
outside until
active.
the street lights came on.
Exactly. That's how they always talk about it. But, you know, I think that's a great piece of advice. You know, it's something that I learned to do, something my parents nagged me about. I know we spoke about this a little earlier today, ironically, that both our dads are a bit of hard asses and get on us about doing stuff and getting involved and doing the most. Which, once again, like, it all comes down to all the stuff that we've learned about each other and learned that we have a lot in common. But before we go, I just want to say thank you for coming here today. You come here every week, but still.
Almost every week.
Almost every week if you're feeling well. But you've been a fantastic roommate to me. I know we got about 2 weeks left in the semester as of this recording, but I've been truly so grateful to have you as a roommate, to truly have you as a friend here on campus. I'm so glad that we met within our English class. Thank you, Susan Travers.
And Practical Jokers lady.
And Disney Dreamlight Valley. I remember you showed me Jiminy Cricket, which was pretty funny. But I think you're such a talented individual, and like getting to know you and learning what we have in common, and to see your goals and see you achieve them, like it's truly been a blessing, and I'm truly grateful to call you a friend.
Appreciate you, Jay.
Of course. But that about does it for us here on Senior Spotlight. For more Senior Spotlights, you can check it down low in the description, as well as the Senior Spotlight playlist. But that about does it for myself and Thomas Martell. Just want to thank you all for tuning in, and that about does it for us. So good afternoon, good evening, and possibly good night, and fade to black. Y'all can laugh now.
Yes.